Hello everyone, welcome to the Real You Life Coaching. My name is Fumi Joy Adeoyin. I am a certified life coach, and this is my life tip of the day. I'm going to be reading out of my book, It's Going to Happen. And this book is available at therealyoulifecoaching.com/shop, and I'm going to be reading a portion of this book and saying a little bit about it. So chapter 1, growth in the uncomfortable, says people rarely like to step into the uncomfortable. The idea of being in a situation that stretches you and is completely out of the norm can be nerve-wracking and scary. I spent most of my childhood and teen years staying away from things and people who made me feel uncomfortable. Trust me, this is no way to live. I was a prisoner in my own mind and wasn't truly living. I was only existing. This is not a book, but I was only existing at that time. I was not living. I used to look at people hanging out, taking on challenges and living life and wonder how they did that. I intentionally avoided the discomforts of life because I simply didn't want to deal with it. And to be honest, I didn't have the tools to deal with it, with many uncomfortable situations, because I avoided them without realizing that I was avoiding growth. I didn't realize that living my life as if in a fetal position all day long was no way to live. This is where I was, and I know that this is where someone is right now in their own life. Always wanting to be comfortable. And I know that I'm not suggesting that we should live our lives just being uncomfortable all the time, but sometimes growth happens when we are uncomfortable. We have to step out of our normal routine sometimes. We have to step out of our comfort zone sometimes to be able to put ourselves in a position where we can grow, where we can learn more, where we can be challenged, where we can develop beyond where we are. I wrote in the book, I said, I used to avoid, if I felt like, this personality was too difficult in a person, I avoided that person. If I felt like, this situation is going to be too hard, it's just going to be too hard, I avoided that situation. But I didn't realize that I was avoiding my growth. I saw other people that were growing and they were doing well, they were thriving, they were living life. And I used to wish I was like them, but I could have been better than what I was if only I put myself in a position to be better, to do better, to grow. And so that's why I want to challenge somebody watching this video. You've always stayed in your comfort zone. You've always done things that made you feel, only the things that made you feel comfortable at all times. I want to challenge you to step out. Take on that challenge. Form a relationship with somebody whose personality is difficult compared to yours, and try to learn that personality, because in this world people have different personalities. That person may not be difficult, that person may just be unlike anyone you've ever known. That doesn't mean that you necessarily have to write them off. I'm not talking about dangerous people, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that step out of your norm, step out of your comfort zone, even if it hurts a little bit. Think about a child that is learning to walk. When they're learning to walk, that's hard. You're doing something you've never done before. You can imagine how hard it might be for that child. But what happens when they take a few steps? They fall. Sometimes they get a scrape. Sometimes they get a boo-boo. Sometimes they get a little bump. But they get up again. They try again. And then they try again. And then they try again. What happens? After some time, you keep getting better. Sometimes you keep getting better and better. After some time, you keep getting better and better. That's what it is in life. If you never take a step, if you always remain within your comfort zone, and you just stay away from anything that could potentially be uncomfortable, you are potentially staying away from things that could make you grow. Yes. So I'm your life coach, Fumi Joy Adeoyin, and I'm here to encourage you to take a step outside of your comfort zone. Do something that will stretch you. Take on a job that you never thought you could do. Take on a friend that is completely different from you. Step up and start your business, even though you're afraid. Do it scared. Just do something that will stretch you, and come back and thank me for the growth that you're going to experience at the end of it. There may be some pain. I might talk to you about the child learning to walk. There may be a little bit of bruise, bump, scrape, but I promise you that there's going to be growth at the end of it. Thank you for watching this life tip of the day, and I hope you have a great day.